Sweet. All right. Let's see. Took two trades today. Actually, was it two trades? Yeah, took two trades today on YM. I ended slightly red because of a trade that I took earlier in the day, which didn't work out, unfortunately. So, the first trade that I took on YM was a 5 minute breaker block, which is an ICT setup that I've been practicing. Still not um what's the word? Not 100% confident. I know what the trade looks like. I think this version is just a poor version that I chose. The idea was I'm not going to go too deep into breaker blocks and order blocks and stuff like that since I kind of just know what it looks like visually. I just can't explain the concept properly. So, Isaiah, my voice is low. Can anybody else hear me? Give me a sec. How about now? Am I louder now? All right. Is this good volume or do you want me a little higher? All right, looks like we're good. Gotta get the volume right on this since I'm not using my bootleg USB mic anymore. Anyway, so the first trade that I took was an ICT trade that did not work out. I'm gonna have to study this again and look at the ones that I were taking before on paper to compare it to this one. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but basically, once this candle right here, this big red one, closed below these candles, I drew a fib level from where's my fibs? From this high to this low. And I had a short sitting at this 38 fib level right here. Generally, I believe the consensus is that you want to get in on the 50 fib if it's inside a fair value gap, which none of these were. But anyway, I got filled here. I had one more contract sitting there, and then it kept on going up and stopped me out at a new high of day. So that was the first losing trade that I took. The second trade that I took was this broadening formation reversal. So once this candle broke below this one right here, I had my stop loss above this candle right there. And then I was aiming for these lows over here. I only took it off at this low here. I didn't continue holding it. So it was a nice trade. However, it didn't make up for the loss. I took a 50-point loss here and I only got 44 points here. So slightly red day. Can't complain. Better than a bigger red day. And then I went to lunch and came back and hung out with whoever was still on the stream. A really, really nice setup that I definitely missed. Can anybody tell me what we have right here in this box on the 15-minute time frame on the top right? Yes, ma'am, and sirs. Yeah, this is like literally like my preferred version. We have a clean slow move up and then a clean somewhat slow move down and then we reverse back to the upside. So this one was real nice. It just formed literally as soon as I got off. I got off like at 11:50 or 11:55 and it triggered at 12 or 12:15. So if anybody caught that, shout out to you because that was a really, really good one. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I probably would have taken, I would have gotten stopped out here. Another TTO formed like this, although I don't like taking the TTOs when it's a three candle like this, because if there's a three candle to the downside, it's telling me that sellers were super strong that they destroyed basically all the buyers that were in this candle and had so much selling pressure that they sold it all the way back down. So if there is a TTO that has a three candle, me personally, I'm probably going to avoid it because usually it's just two candles that we see when the TTOs form, at least my preference anyway. And then there was a nice shooter right here. Actually, this was a kid and play. Who somebody asked me about a kid and play setup. Was it you, Keb? I forgot who it was. Somebody was asking me about it, but whoever it was, this is pretty much a real nice one right here. The candles are flat. One thing that you want to look for is the open and close of the candle basically are the same. I would I would be a little lenient with being one tick, give or take. So if we look at this green candle, the closing of this candle was 44078 and the opening of this candle was 44078. So it's completely even. The bodies on the top are completely even as we can see here. And then we have basically no wick and a really long wick. This is like my preferred kid and play setup. The only thing though, why this one would have failed if I took it as a kid and play is that my stop loss is the body of the setup candle. So this would have wicked me out. If I took this as a regular reverse hammer or shooter off of broadening formation, it would have been a winning trade because my stop loss is either going to be at the 50% mark of this candle or the full candle. I probably would have used the full candle because that's just 31 points or 30 points rather, which is nothing. It's like 150 bucks. Well, it's not nothing, it adds up, but in the relation of what the trade could have returned, it's nothing. The risk reward is really, really good. So this was a nice one. Hit one, two, three, four. Yeah, pretty much four targets. And then, of course, with the strat, we just aim for the max target being the next broadening formation that we have. But even if you took it to these down here, would have still been a nice trade. But yeah, that's pretty much what I saw on YM today. You took one MES contract at 9:44 Eastern and 592. Let's check that out. What time frame, Isaiah? What time frame did you take that trade on? I can't go 5 minute. So that was 9:44 at 32, which was here. Oh, you got on this two and two up, the reversal. And you got out at 45, which was here. 12 points, almost 12 and a half points. That's a fantastic trade. I would always aim for 10 points a day when I would trade ES a long time ago. But even still, 12 points in less than 5 minutes. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Yeah, definitely good. And then this candle right here kind of like wicked it and then it reversed. Sweet. Can I look into the spy call? Are you swinging a spy call, Leo? What's the expiration date? Oh, wait, never mind. You just mentioned it to 27th. So next week. Let's see. So on the 4 hour, you got it on a hammer. I got it on the 4 hour on the hammer, and I got in once it broke above. At oh, so basically you took this hammer at the end of so this two up hammer to the upside, and the strike is 599, which is good. It's basically this is basically like a gigantic TTO if you look at it on the daily time frame. A little crooked, but TTO nonetheless. And then it's reversed back up. What I would want to see for this trade for you is for us to continue higher tomorrow. And then based on its ATR, which is about what, $6, it can hit that tomorrow. I personally don't like swing trading indices like SPY, QQQ, IWM, just because the contracts are too expensive and theta is too high for my liking. If I were to swing SPY or wanted to swing SPY, I would probably just go to Apple. That's not Apple. I would probably just go to Apple and see if I can find a potential swing trade for it because the data is going to be a lot less and it's not going to be as expensive. The only thing I don't like about this on the 4 hour is the fail two up, but even then, it should be fine. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think there's PPI data that comes off. Yeah, whatever level I have here, I'm sure there's other BFs that I'm missing. Maybe I have them on ES. Let's see. Oh, I haven't drawn BFs here in like a year or two. But if it's bouncing off a BF, to me it's still valid. We'll definitely see. And with the way the market is, we still need our Santa rally. What may happen, maybe we might get bullish movement into Thanksgiving, and then right before Thanksgiving, we'll have a little sell off that usually happens every year. And then after Thanksgiving, we ramp up for the Santa rally and head back higher. Everybody they probably want people to make money for Black Friday, and then they'll take it right back when everybody gets back from Black Friday. Looking at Mara, if you're gonna swing crypto, you just got to be mindful because it's tied to Bitcoin. So generally, if I'm gonna swing a crypto stock, which I haven't done in a while, I would reference Bitcoin. Obviously, we're super bullish for Bitcoin, so but you just have to be careful because if Bitcoin dumps overnight, then the crypto stocks are also gonna dump with it. And Bitcoin can dump 5% and then go right back up 5% in like an hour. Yeah, pretty much the same thing that I do. What's some other ones? Riot, minor stock. Riot's getting obliterated. Did they do another offering? That looks like just getting killed for whatever reason. Whoever owns Beto with me, I hope that dividend for this month is going to be $2 or more with the way Bitcoin was moving. Cool. Any other trades that you guys want me to look at? Thank you. Oh, playing both sides. All right. See you. For puts? What was the idea? What was the idea for the puts? Or more so, like what the idea was for the short to begin with? Because if you got in at market open, that's not a strat trade because there's no trigger. So this was not one of your setups? This was not one of your setups? We'll get to the calls in a few moments. What was your stop loss for this short? This over here? Did you get in on the second 5 minute candle or the first one? So if you were short, how is this your stop loss down here? So essentially, you gambled on a trade and it worked out in your favor, which I personally would give you a failing grade for because what you don't want is to build that bad habit because next time if you do, you're like, well, it worked last time, and then you'll get burnt on that one. Was that the TTO that's around here on the 5 minute on the like around 11? What, this over here? Like at 10:30? I don't see a I don't see a bullish TTO down here. Very nice. The only thing that I would have to say for the second trade is I don't see a TTO down here at all. This is just a regular reversal. Because remember, the bullish TTOs are like this. We get a big move up, a pullback, and then a continuation. You got in at the bottom. Pretty much price was just doing this, and then it reversed back up, and you got in down here. So that's just a regular reversal. The TTO, I thought you got in over here near this 2 and 2 up or this 2 and 2 up because you have the push up, the pull back, and then the move that continues higher. Very nice on that second trade, I would say. The only saving grace for you that I would give you on the first trade is that it was a shooter reversal right before market opened, as we can see right here with this candle. But with regular hours, it's gonna be a no for me. Great job though. Don't forget to pay yourself. Tomorrow's Friday. Beautiful. Love to hear it. Any other trades y'all took? One YM contract at 43602 to 739. Sheesh. Mr. 100 pointer over here. King Louis said he's gonna buy us all some Wagyu steak dinners for tomorrow and Saturday. All inclusive. So it says 602, which is entry was here. Oh, I see what you took. All right. You took it to 739, which was right here. You, yeah, basically took a W, which is funny because I saw this too. I don't like these versions myself because it's supposed to be like clean. It kind of did like a weird W here, which is super high, but then it came back to do it again. Yeah, the dirty W's, they'll work. I just personally don't like them overall. David, your mic's hot. Hold on. So, yeah, the dirty W's definitely work. I just don't prefer them. Well, let's be a little more clear rather. Maybe I'll need to come up with a different name. But for me, dirty W's are basically when instead of making a higher low as we would prefer, like this, let me write this here. I think that's how you spell preferred. A dirty W to me is when it makes a lower low and then it reverses back up like this. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? Sweet. Let me bring up the gain a tiny bit. All right. So for the dirty W, for me, it's just making a lower low. Hold on, let me label these out. So instead of a higher low, which is what I prefer, a dirty W is a lower low. I guess I would just consider this a crooked W. So we're clear when we're talking about the different types of W's. So I'll just moving forward, I'll just consider these like a crooked W because the dirty W is just a lower low, and my preferred one is the higher low version. This one I usually don't take to the upside unless it's a three candle that reverses. If it's not a three candle, what I'm probably going to be looking for on the dirty W's is the ICT 2022 model, which essentially what the ICT people do is once we get a liquidity sweep, which is the lower low, it reverses and then it creates a fair value gap in this area near the center of the W. And then price is going to retrace back, or rather, let me draw these fibs real quick. Oh, whoops. There we go. I muted him on the server, so you guys shouldn't be able to hear him now. All right, so for the dirty, well, let me label this real quick. The dirty W is the ICT 2022 model. And basically, what they're doing is instead of getting in down here like we would, and for this specific version, I'm only gonna get in if it's a three candle. If it's a regular reversal, I'm not gonna get into it because again, it's a lower low. I don't want that. But essentially, for the ICT model, what they're doing is they're gonna get in on the retracement back down. So when price comes down, they're gonna have a buy limit order sitting at the 61 or the 0.62 fib, and then they're gonna take it back up like this. So they're getting in over here. If it were me, I'm gonna get in at the 50 fib. But if it's a lower low like this, then then I might put like half of my position at the 50 fib if it lines up with the center of the W, and then I'll put another half at the 61. And then my stop loss, depending how far it is, I might just have it down here. I might just have it like on the bottom right like this, and then we're aiming for this high to break like a TTO, and then it's just gonna take us higher. For to show you an example of what one might look like, there was one on NQ yesterday. This is more so my preferred version, right over here. And then I'll make a quick little graph with the different versions so it can be a little clearer for you guys. And then I'll screenshot it and put it in the chat for future reference. So the W retracement model is essentially with the higher low version of the W. As we can see right here, there was one on the 5 minute on NQ. So once again, what I'm looking for is a big candle like this to close above this, because what that's telling me, when a big candle closes above this area and creates a fair value gap like this, that's telling me that all the buyers, or sorry, all the sellers that were here, they got obliterated. So now there's only buyers that got left behind on this big push up. So once the W is completed, we're gonna get the lowest point before price reverse to the upside, and then we're gonna get the highest point before reverse to the downside. Whoops, wrong tool. So we're gonna get this, and then we're gonna label or we're gonna connect that right there. So these 2 points, the lowest point and the highest point. And I'm gonna be putting an order at the 50 at the 50 fib level right here. One, because it matches up right with the center of the W. It's weird though why it isn't matching up like yesterday. Looks like the MNQ version worked, but not the NQ. The NQ wouldn't have filled you. But the MNQ version, sometimes the prices differ a little bit for the micros. Why? I have no idea. But anyway, for the MNQ version, as we can see here, we have the higher low. We have the big move up. It creates a fair value gap or displacement near the center of the W. And we get a pullback. And we're pretty much front running the TTO to the upside. So I'm going to place my buy at the 50 fib. And if you did it on this one right here, it would have filled you into the tick. It went against you by maybe 2 ticks. And then it just launched straight up. And you're going to be aiming for these highs to be taken out. And then you could just keep on trailing the stop loss. So, once it breaks that level, if the next candle goes 2 up, you just put your stop loss behind that and then you wait. And then if the next candle breaks up, you put your stop loss under that and then you continue trailing your trade. And then it would have reversed here. So you basically would have gotten in here, taken some profit off at 35 points, and then you would have gotten reversed out of the trade at about 107 points. If I catch a 107-point move on NQ, I'm not talking to you guys for a month. I'll be on vacation for a long time. So the W retracement is really, really good to catch these big moves to continue heading us, taking us higher on the day. Are we clear on the W retracement before I go to the ICT 2022 model? Cool. So this is the W retracement right here. Let's bring this back up. So I'll do a little infograph for you guys, and then I'll save this in the chat so you can reference it later. So we get the higher low. Let's make this a little further down. And then I'm going to want it to hit the 50 and then take it back up. So this would be the W retracement. And then the ICT model, ICT 2022 model is going to be the lower low. We get the W, then we reverse and then head higher. So for the ICT folk, they're going to want to get in at the 61 fib or 618. Although I think ICT rounds up, so he uses 62, the 62 fib. So for my preferred version with the higher low, I'm going to get in at the 50 fib if it matches up with the center. Over here, if it's the ICT version where we have the lower low, I'm gonna want to look for the 61 fib to fill me with a buy order. And then you could either use a fixed stop loss of 50 points. Usually it doesn't go more than that. But if you want to be, just based on structure, you can just have your stop losses look like this, where the stop loss is under the higher low. And then in this case, I think their stop loss is like the same thing, like down here, but it's probably going to be a little further away than this one. So whatever is within your risk tolerance, this is specifically for YM. For NQ and ES, I can't really tell you how many points that you can have it as a fixed stop loss. So either 50 points or under the bottom right, if that's within your risk tolerance, whatever works. Let me take a screenshot of this. Cool. All right. Are we clear on the ICT 2022 model? Any questions on that? Sweet. And for people who don't trade futures, you can catch this on regular stock as well. So if you trade QQQ, uh, if you trade QQQ, like over here, the same setups would appear. It's just easier for us as future traders because we can just have a buy limit sitting there. Whereas for options, you might need to use a conditional order to market buy you once it hits that price. In this case, for QQQ, it didn't bounce off the 50. And sometimes this will happen where it bounces off the 38 fib, which annoys me sometimes, but it is what it is. So you'll get those moments where it doesn't bounce off the 50, but it does reverse higher. You could just take that as a regular TTO setup if you want to. And then as always, just target the previous highs and then just trail your stop with the candles until the price reverses on you or it stops you out. That way you can get these really good moves. This specific setup uh, is one of my best ones. It gives me the most points for the setup. Like you can easily catch. Did it print on YM yesterday? Let me go back to EOD. Now, YM didn't really have a clean one like NQ. Oh, whoops, this is extended hours. That's why. Yeah, YM it'll do this sometimes where instead of pulling all the way back down, it'll just TTO and keep on rocking all the way up. But if you can catch the W or the retracement or the W itself or the ICT version, it's a 100-point move at the minimum. And if it's going to be a valid one, it's going to make a new high of day. Like, what was the one? This one over here. Um, this I took this trade yesterday as a delayed entry for the W retracement. While this is not the cleanest W, what took or brought my attention to it is that we had a 3 up, which is what I usually prefer, and we have a big strong candle closing above the center. Again, this is not my preferred one, but I'll still accept it. So draw my fib here, draw the fib up there. And because the 61 fib was near the center inside of this fair value gap, I placed a buy order at the 61 fib. So whoever was with me yesterday on the live, we caught this and took it up. I didn't get the full move because this candle right here, this hammer, it filled me in. And then I took it back up to these fib levels, to the 50 fib as one target. And then it came back and stopped me out. It wicked me out for the second position and then it rocketed straight back up. But you can see when we catch these retracements, 170 points. And before it reversed on us, it went 130 points if you just wanted to wait until the price reversed on that same time frame. So with these setups, you can catch really, really, really good moves. Unfortunately, the algorithm, I think in October and September, it was printing like 2 to 3 times a week, which was lovely. So far in November, besides yesterday and I think Monday or Tuesday, one of those days, it hasn't printed in a while. But hopefully we continue to get more prints because I love that trade. And if I can catch it, that's like 2 or 3 days of profit that I don't even, that I can just take and take the next day off if I want to. Cool. Any questions? Yeah, I'll go live tomorrow at 9:15 in the morning. Yes, you think I just get on live and just talk crap all day? Oh, that was like a while ago then. But yeah, yeah, we get on the live and then if I see anything that's good, I'll shout it out. Tuesdays and Fridays, 9:15 to 12 noon. I got on today and I think yesterday. Yeah, I think I got on yesterday too. Usually depends how I feel throughout for the other days of the week, but generally I get distracted sometimes, like talking to people and miss some trades. But yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays. Uh, Fantastic week. Today was my first red day out of the week. Damn, let's talk about it. What happened? Hmm, the worst. Hmm. Yeah, and then there was Nvidia earnings and stuff like that. Which is always fine. You got to get on this TTO wave and this W wave. It'll change your life. I'm telling you. Basically, for ICT, it's just an order block. So the one that we went over just now, the W retracement, that's basically just an order block retest on how ICT people get in. I just name it something different because I didn't even know that was a thing. It's not until an ICT person told me, hey, that's an order block trade. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I guess I discovered it by myself. Fun stuff. Like this one over here. Um, I think I posted the screenshot there, but with the W retracement, it's just the order block retest, getting at the top of the order block and taking it back higher off the 50 fib or 62 as the ICT people use. And right here on M and Q yesterday, literally filled you to the at the 50 near the center of the W. If it's inside a fair value gap, even better. And then literally just straight rocket, and you're targeting these areas right here. So like it's like strat, right? The previous candle highs, and then you can just trail the 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 candles as they continue breaking up, and just putting your stop loss right under them until you get stopped out. The one on,
Okay, I see that. I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, because right now, just where you were pointing about where it hit again the order block on that number three, right there has a Sibi right there, and I would have gotten in between. Let's see what level, like on the where your fib is, where it says 0.382.
yep,
That's where I would have put my limit by,
at the fair value gap.
and yep, yeah, and then I would put my stop loss, but then I guess I would put my stop loss too short according to this market volatility, and it would stop me out, and then it would go.
Get on board. This is the one.
Yeah. I used to like the strat, but like Pablo would say, it would sometimes miss the action on some points, so that's why I stopped using the strat.
Yeah, you can just focus on like the specific models, not like taking every single type of setup. Like for people who wouldn't even know about this specific way of getting into this trade, they would just got it in on this three up to the upside.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're getting in way earlier using the
But I do
fibs.
see your W now on that one when you put the chart and then the line, how it's supposed to look like. I do see it.
Yep. So definitely add it to your playbook. These
Definitely, yeah.
freaking
That
game
would be
changer.
good
Bro,
good
this was like 100 something points. Like
that would have been insane.
yeah, 109 points for quickly reversed where I would have been stopped out. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Jordan on board, but he's still being stubborn. Like, I want to do my setups. I'm like, bro, just add these two to your playbook. Like, if you can keep yours, just add these two too. But, you know,
Yeah, because I haven't seen a lot of these W's play out like after you call them. I've been looking at them, but I haven't good understanding until you pointed out right now how it should look like a proper W.
yeah. So I discovered this by an ICT trader, but I didn't know that it was an ICT setup because she would be like, I forgot what she was saying. She said, I only trade between 1 and 1:30 every day. I'm like,
Uh,
interesting. And then she's like, I take the same setup every day if it appears. So I started looking at that time every day, looking at ES because that's what she traded. And then every like during that, I think this like last year where these were printing like consistently between 12:45 and 1:30 Eastern time. And then I started noticing, I'm like, bro, this is literally just the freaking W that she's taking. And then I'm like, all right, but where is she getting in exactly? But looking at the strat, I'm like, oh, I'm just getting in on the reversal on the higher low.
yeah.
But she would get in on the retracement back down. So that's how I discovered it and then just went with it. And shout out to her. I gotta find her again. But yeah,
Is
definitely.
that big one to your left considered a W also?
Yeah, this was another one that printed that day
Yeah.
too over here. I do prefer the higher low to happen a little lower, but this is still acceptable like this, and you can take that up. I think all the indices yesterday printed the W. Yeah, so this one happened on YM yesterday. Let me get rid of these lines. So this one happened yesterday on YM on the 5 minute. I don't really like the center to look like this, but nonetheless, you still get the buying wicks to kind of give you some type of confluence that it's getting bought up there. So whoever got in on the 5 minute version, shout out to you because the risk reward was beautiful. Because my stop loss would be under the bottom right like this, and then you're targeting this either the body or the wicks near the center. So 34 point loss to like 100 point first target. Granted, I'm gonna probably take some profit somewhere around the 60, 70 point range. That's just me. I'm not letting $300 go red. But yeah, this one was really, really clean. I took this one, but on the 15 minute where I got in a little later because I wanted a better confirmation. The 15 minute to me, let me go back. The 15 minute to me looked better on what I like. So we have the clean push down, not too many candles in the center. And then I just took this two up once it broke. So the next candle I got in on this one. So as soon as it triggered, I took some profit off right over here at the center. I think like 50, yeah, like 47, 50 points around there. And then once price reversed, it stopped me out at 50 points for the next contract that I had. So nice trade overall.
Yeah.
I would have liked it. So if price reverses like this, to me, the trade is invalidated because it should not reverse at all. At least not like right after it breaks the center. We should have another strong candle heading higher to complete the W, and then we get the retracement for whoever got left behind to keep on taking it higher.
Yeah, so that's so yeah, I guess we have the same perspective. That's would be like with a civvy, and then that means well, where the wick didn't touch, so that's where buyers and sellers would have to meet again, and that's where I would have gone in, like in that two right there you have in
This one or
oh right there I would have gotten in probably there again, but then probably my stop would have been too tight for me, then it would have stopped me out, and then would have gone up without me again.
yeah, I think they swept that low. I think actually no, they just kept on going sideways and then it rocketed up for end of day.
Because
But
I'm used to targeting at least 150 ticks, and I guess it's better to close at 80 ticks. So what I've been seeing right now is a trim at 50 or 60 or 80 ticks, and then leave the rest for runners.
80 ticks is 20 points.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, pretty much. The way I like to base it for specific setups is just like, based on structure and stuff like that. So, for the W, pretty straightforward. First target is a center, second target is the completed W. And then for the retracement one, where did I draw that? I think it was it NQ or MNQ? Or maybe it was MNQ. There we go. All right. So, and then for the retracement one, once we get in, I like to aim for this high over here, like if it was completing a TTO strat wise, and then you could just trail your stop by the candles until you get stopped out. And as always, you guys don't need to take every single trade under the sun. You could literally only look for these. You may not get that many setups or trades, but you'll be good overall.
profitable.
Yeah, I just like variety. That's just me,
Mm-hmm.
which sometimes is not a good thing, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, just been a little bit rough for me this week, but I'm not down that too much, like 300 overall.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad. Made what, like 800 last week, so
Very
300
nice.
possibly get a good play, at least break even.
Yep. As always, just look for the better setups. Don't try to force anything. There's going to be more days, and the idea always with any account that you use, whether it's prop or your own, it's going to be forever that we do this. So, the sooner you get your good habits, the better you're going to be.
Yeah, the thing that I was growing impatient is because of Apex. I hate that I went with Apex. Like I have to get to at least 21.1 and then to get a 500 withdrawal, I think.
Yeah, minimum is 500.
Yeah, and that's like 2,000 in profit. When I was thinking about when if it was a live account, those 900 would have been in my bank account by now.
Yep.
That's what got me like impatient earlier. Like I'm just gonna probably fund my own live account.
Yeah, I'll definitely say, doing both would be lucrative because obviously, if you do get another one down the line, definitely go with Top Step. Highly recommend. The minimum withdrawal is $125. And you just need 5 days of $200 or more to get the withdrawal once you get the funded, which is nice.
Yeah, I guess that's better. I should have gone with them, but I don't know why I kept with Apex for some reason.
Hey, once I sat down, like read everything about Top Step, I'm like, I should have been using them for the last year.
Yeah, because they don't have consistency. Like after you pass your eval,
Yep.
like they have consistency rule. You
Ye-
get like a 50 bag one day.
exactly. And they won't give you any problems
Yeah,
for it.
I guess that's. Let's see if they have a Black Friday sale. So might cop a few accounts.
For Top Step,
Yeah,
I highly doubt it. It stays at it's pretty much been discounted for the last like year. It's like $50 for the 50K account. I got two of them and I'm copy trading
fifty
them
dollars
right
for
now.
50K.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I thought it, for some reason it was like 100 or 100 for activation fee.
Yeah, so it's 150 for the activation. Normally without the discount. Let me actually bring it up and I'll show you guys. I'm gonna milk the Top Step cow as long as I can because I don't know how they're not running out of business.
You know, fast track trading. I was talking to someone that used them. He pulled out like 42,000 out of them. Like in his bank account, he had 42,000. He was upset. What happened to them?
At least he got his money.
Yeah, he got his money back. 42,000. I bought an account for them with a credit card. I'm trying to get that money back.
Oh yeah, I'll just charge that back. So yeah, they basically it's usually 165, 325, 375, etc. for these, but basically they've had like a permanent discount for the last year, which makes sense because they got to compete with Apex and all the other ones and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I have two of these accounts,
That's not
and
bad actually for $50. And then obviously if you pass the account to 150, but then to get a payout easier. Like I said, like I made a almost at 1K, but I can't pull it out of Apex. That's what's annoying. I
yeah,
can't pull out the money that I used for that account and let it ride.
yeah, I'm still gonna use my Apex account because why not? It's still the funded account, and I can still get some payouts. I'll probably like do the bootleg trade copier as I trade the Top Step ones. What kind of drew me to like search up for Top Step once Apex implemented the new rule of like eight minimum trading days, which to me is worse than what they had before. I was okay with the two payout periods a month because with the withdrawals, like you just said, if I was like you got the what, 25 or 50K account.
25.
So with the 25, if you got to 26.6K, you could withdraw 1,000 if you wanted.
Yeah,
But now it's like every 8 days, and it needs to be the amount, the 26.6 plus, I think, 400. So it's like they're requiring you now to have even more in the account, and you can only withdraw what's above that, not like,
yeah, yeah. That's what's. I guess your funded account in Apex is above that limit, probably, right?
yeah, I have a nice pad there, which is
Yeah, so
nice.
that's fine. You're probably. For me, I'm just like impatient at this point because I have to get it up to 27.6 to get like a 1K payout. And that's like 2,600. Like that's what's like when you look at it in my perspective, like 2,600. Like if my account was already to that level, like 21.1, then I probably wouldn't care about it.
The only thing I would say, what's another month of you doing that? And then you're gonna start getting paid out from that, and then you have a buffer, fund your own account even more, so on and so forth. So
Yeah, that's what. I just want another account that probably get me paid sooner. And I'm gonna keep the Apex one. I'm just gonna take longer, I guess, to get that. And I'm just gonna try to get Top Set probably just to get funds quicker.
definitely, the trade copier is god tier. Let me see if I can show it to you guys.
There's someone I know that uses MFF and he uses the Quant Tower and he says that's the best. That's the best he's ever used for copy trades. It gets it to the actual tick.
Very nice.
Yeah, he I've never used Quant Tower, but he said Quant Tower is the way to go if you want to do MFF and copy trade with him.
I think my boy he'll post in the group sometime the dude who trades NQ and he'll be up like 2 3K a day going like
Mm-hmm.
being super aggressive. He uses Quant Tower. Let me actually ping him
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean, I get the idea of having copy trades account that way, 100, but you have three accounts that's 300.
exactly. It's like, you know, it's doing less work for the same or
Exactly.
more.
You have to aim for less points to get the same amount of money. It's
Mm,
more reasonable, I guess, during any trade that you just get 20 points.
exactly. So this is what so I use Top Step X, which is basically they're like integrated trade of essentially what looks like to be trading view like but they're just their version. It doesn't have the same indicators though, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just um oh whoops, let me switch
But you
my
can trade view using Top Step, right?
yeah, so you can choose Trade 8, NinjaTrader, and all the other ones that you want, really whatever you prefer. I just use Top Step because the so right here on the top left, right where it says leader. So I have the two accounts. I have the leader account, and then this is the follow one. So I'm copying the trades on both of these accounts. So
Oh, that makes sense.
you can have up to five at the same time being copied. So um, I have what's his name? One of my students. He still uses Apex. That's what he's had for a while. I think he's copying like 8 accounts. So today he did like 300 plus on all of them. So basically in like one trade, as opposed to taking like trading like 4 days to make 2000 or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I don't think he's had issues with the payouts yet because he usually just averages about 2 to 350 a day, which is like within the consistency rule that they have. So, definitely Top Step X. Recommend it. So far, it's been a smooth experience. Super easy to use. No issues so far. And I just use it to execute. As always, I'm always looking at TradingView to like draw all my stuff and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I
definitely
guess.
look into
Yeah,
it.
I guess I'm gonna grab one doing Top Step.
Sweet. All right.